So I'm starting to come to the realization of something, which is that I think the average football video game player in this generation doesn't care about actual realistic gameplay. They don't know what good gameplay is. I've noticed good gameplay to them is essentially being able to get away with whatever they want in the game and basically just being able to win, regardless of how they do that. Even if it means their opponent gets screwed over by bad gameplay, as long as they win, it's good gameplay. So this YouTuber, Vapex Karma, I think, posted about UFL. This guy, Golzy, one of my favorite YouTubers right now. UFL is the best football game on the market if all you care about is gameplay. If UFL had like a career mode, even with fake teams, oh my gosh, mate, that would be my favorite game right now. Something like that looks and feels like football. The ball physics are genius compared to FC and eFootball. The graphics are also the best. Well, the eFootball graphics are awful, so we can instantly rule that out. But anyway, look at the reply. I can't tell if this is sarcasm. To me, it feels like a PS3, Xbox 360 FIFA game, and I mean that in a good way. I enjoy the gameplay, but it's probably weaker than eFootball and FC. And I went down. PS3/Xbox 360 FIFA games had better gameplay than FC25. Thankfully, 4 people actually liked that comment. So maybe common sense is prevailing. Look at the replies. People laughing at me. Someone said I'm spewing rubbish. And I don't think you guys understand why I say this. Next gen FIFA has hypermotion, which makes players move like they are on drugs. They take like 1,000,000 touches. If you want to turn 180 degrees in real life with a football, you can easily do that in like one touch, by opening up your body. If you want to do that in FC25, it will take like 3 touches sometimes. It will take like 1,000,000 touches to just turn direction. Passes are way too quick. The ball floats around the pitch like it's a feather. It has 0 weight. The players have 0 weight. Players don't track back. The ball physics are awful. Players skate all over the pitch. You can get from one side of the pitch to the other in like 10 seconds because there's 0 defensive AI resistance. Compare that to this clip I played of FIFA 15 I played on my Xbox One yesterday. Look at the way the defensive AI is just not letting me past with these aggressive slide tackles. That is what it should feel like to play against Atletico Madrid. But you won't get that on FC25 because the gameplay ain't good. All the things I listed are proof of that. And mind you, the average flipping game online in this era of FIFA has like 8 goals or something crazy like that. I just made that number up, but it feels like the games are way too high scoring in FIFA right now. You know, like football's a low scoring sport. I played FIFA 16 the other day, and I feel like I struggled to even score more than 1 goal in that game. That's how it should feel, depending on what team you're playing as and how good the team is. Like, how can a game that's meant to represent a low-scoring sport have that many goals and you're trying to tell me it's realistic? You're just a nostalgia merchant. FIFA on the 360 and PS3 were awesome, but Xbox One and PS4 version are better. There's no way any PS5 FIFA is beating the old FIFAs. No way. Any FIFA from FIFA 21 onwards, even FIFA 20 and 19, to be honest, those FIFAs are not competing with the old FIFAs. I don't care what anyone says. Because we're talking about PS3 and Xbox 360, here's some footage of FIFA 12 I recorded on just look at how the players move, like actual real human beings. And if you think this is still too quick, you can use the sliders to slow it down. And I'll also show some FIFA 16 gameplay after this. You got fouls, whereas in FC25, you can go a whole season without a penalty. All I had to do was play 1 game of FIFA 16 in my Millwall career mode, and I got a penalty. And because I forgot how to take penalties, I missed it, but look, you've got aggressive AI, you've got penalties, you've got physicality, rather than just being able to run through the whole team. The AI actually defend. Players actually get tired, and you can clearly see the effect of the fatigue. The AI actually do interesting things, such as throwing people forward late on in the game to score, such as randomly deciding to park the bus when they're 1-0 up. There's actual first touch error You can't just do a driven ground pass and then the player perfectly controls it every time, regardless of how good he is, regardless of his stats. Although I will admit, in FIFA 16, people did try, to do driven ground passes a bit too much. The AI did do that a bit too much, I'll admit. But the game was fluid. It wasn't stupidly rigid like PES 21. It was fluid, but it didn't have a stupid amount of animations. There is just no way, gameplay-wise, FC25 is touching this. And this is what I mean. You guys don't know what good gameplay is. I get that people are allowed to have opinions, but you guys don't know what good gameplay is. I think to the Ultimate Team community and the FIFA community, good gameplay is being able to do whatever you want. Like, you'll run all the way up the pitch with a striker while you're running full speed, holding down the sprint button. You'll press shoot, aim far post on the player's weak foot, and it will go top bins. And you think that's normal. Like, in real life, the player would probably miss. Not just because it's his weak foot, because he's going to be bloody tired. But if you do miss in FIFA, they'll tell you that's bad gameplay. Their favourite phrase, inconsistent gameplay. What, so you just want to be able to score every time? And then every game ends 5-5. And then that's good gameplay, apparently, according to these guys. Or when you're in the penalty box, you try and pass it to a guy that's right behind you, 180 degrees. You can't even see the player. You're under pressure, passing it on your weak foot with a defender. Defenders usually aren't very good at passing. And then when the ball doesn't perfectly go into the player's path and you end up giving away a goal, you'll say, inconsistent gameplay, mate. The passes aren't going to the player. Like, what? Have you watched a real game of football? You can't just do whatever you want. Yeah, let's just switch it. Let's just switch the ball from one side of the pitch to the other with a player that's awful at passing on his weak foot. And it's a perfect pass with a perfect touch. They just want fantasy football where nothing ever goes wrong. But then your opponent wants that as well, which is why we have high-scoring games. And then you've got the director of FIFA, I think it was FIFA 23, saying that games aren't high-scoring enough. So you guys just want every game to end 10-10. And then you've got this guy on Reddit. Someone was saying that the competitive gameplay is awful in FC26, which is true. I'm only going near the authentic gameplay. I recorded some of it in the beta on Xbox One, and I will post it when the game comes out. So I don't get my channel taken down by EA. I'm going to wait till the game comes out. But here you see, if you want 1-0, 1-1 or 2-0 scorelines, aka the most common scorelines in football, so the market-leading game for football should somewhat replicate that. I'm not saying it has to be 1-to-1 to real life, but I need to see some resemblance of real football here. I'll just play real-life footy. But this is a football game. Those are the most common scorelines in football, and you're telling me that's a problem. Someone said, so you want games to end 2020? What's the point in that? Fun. Like, yeah, that's fun to you, yeah? But that's the thing, though. They'll call that good gameplay. To them, good gameplay is just purely attacking. Even one of my favourite YouTubers, he was talking about how FIFA 17 was much better because of consistent good attacking gameplay. And it's like, what about the defensive side? You do know football is a low-scoring sport. If the midfielders just stand there doing nothing, apparently that's good gameplay, as long as you get to score from it. But mate, that's bad gameplay. A defensive midfielder standing there is bad gameplay, but not to the FIFA community. Here's another example of how people don't know what good gameplay is. Here on my TikTok, I posted, how is FIFA 14 better than FC 25? No, it isn't. It was just headers and long shot pace abuse. This is the thing. You got to realize, guys, if you're one of those people that cares about realism, offline gameplay, and career modes / Master League, I've got bad news for you. This isn't our era, guys. Why do you think eFootball is so successful without career mode? People literally judge the gameplay of the game based off online gameplay, as if there isn't a whole world out there of people playing offline only. it was just headers and long shot pace abuse. Not for me, mate. I play offline. I can simply use the sliders, turn down the sprint speed, turn down acceleration, turn up shot error. Yes, online, people did abuse those things with the Ivorian front three. But the game was still more fun online anyway. I still think the game was better then anyway, despite that. Yes, headers were overpowered in FIFA 14. There's never been a FIFA where something wasn't overpowered. I'd rather overpowered headers, long shot pace abuse, in a game with good physics, a good engine where players actually track back, than what we have now. Trivela Plus. Apparently that's not overpowered. Because it lets you score goals though. That's why. This one got 1.7 million views. I went viral, baby. Why is the FIFA 18 gameplay better than FC 25? FIFA 20 gameplay unreal. No, to be honest, FIFA 20 gameplay was shit. It was the start of the 1v1 where people didn't defend. But I liked the comment anyway, because anything is better than FC 25. FC 24 made me feel like I had so little control over my players' actions. Even scoring isn't satisfying. Thank you! Goals. I want every game to end 5-5. Then how's the goal going to be satisfying if you're scoring every flipping minute? This was towards the end of there being any interest in simulation football. Yeah, because people only care about online now. Designed for streaming online to play to YouTube or Twitch. Yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. The Fortnite effect on football video games is quite devastating, I must say. The Fortnite effect is quite devastating. It's not maximizing financial returns for them. Yep, that's why Konami dropped Master League. Everything is sluggish now. Yeah, that's the thing. People say old FIFAs were too slow and sluggish. They want quick, fast gameplay, where the second you press the pass button, the ball leaves the player's foot. The game's arguably more sluggish now. It's arguably more sluggish now. Yeah, give it about 5 years and people will be nostalgic over FC 25. What is there to be nostalgic over? There's nothing here. You guys think FIFA 19 gameplay is good? Yes. The field is huge. In FC 25, it takes you 5 seconds to go from box to box. Exactly. No, FIFA 23 was shit. FIFA 23 was shit. I'm not letting you rewrite history. FIFA 18 was just El Tornado and long shot terrorism. Maybe try playing offline then. This is what I mean, guys. Us offline players will never win. Online is the norm now. Soon, FIFA won't even let you play the game unless you're online. You'll even be locked out of career mode unless you're online. Just as I was making the video, there's one more thing I completely forgot, about FIFA games that people think is normal, but isn't. And that's how quickly you can change direction you're running in. The whole being able to hold down the left trigger and jockey and cover like 5 different positions, 5 different angles at once. The second someone goes past you, you can turn on a swivel, instantly chase them down. Like, the laws of physics don't apply to players in FIFA. If they actually added inertia back to the game and made it so that, it actually takes time for you to turn direction and your body weight actually, gets distributed like an actual human being, people would complain and say it's bad gameplay. No, I should be able to intercept that. I should be able to turn around quickly as soon as possible. No matter how agile my player is, no matter how heavy or light my player is, no matter what the player weighs, just because I think I should be able to do that. And that's why FIFA is fantasy football now. An object in motion stays in motion. You can't just run full speed and stop, on a dime and then change direction and then go straight into full speed again. But that's the problem when your game becomes an esport. It's not about, respecting the actual laws of physics or the laws of football.